this tree's not so good. Big pine. You can see how big it is. All the limb weight, well, basically it's heading that way. So what I might try to do is follow it down across the ditch, kind of towards that pile. My original plan was to take it this way. If we look at it, all of our limb weight's behind it. Like I say, it's leaned hard back, which isn't great because there's power lines behind it. But anyway, yeah, and we got a little breeze. You see the top blowing a little. I'm thinking that's my best bet, is head it kind of towards my piles of wood. I do have a bottle jack I'll probably bring over, and brought my axe here today and some wedges. See if we can't find a little bit of lean of the tree here. You can really tell, but do that. Good back lean. See what we can do here. This tree here is on the corner, but it's got a lot of limb weight that way. It's all, yeah, it should go that way pretty smooth. Maybe we'll take that one first to get me back into running the saw for that. All right. What I like about these Husky chains there, as you can see, I never filed that tooth down. I got busy and forgot. Give them a couple of scuffs here. They got that gold link, which makes it easy for a start and a stop. Ouch. Oh, it's that goddamn lean back tooth. That's why that one didn't work so well. Not impressed though how chain seems to be quite soft. By that, I got a couple edges on the lower end of them teeth that are lean down. I'm not quite sure why. Whether I hit something with it or... Oh, bugger. Cool. Yeah, I've never done that before. Had too strong of a hinge really, but I really didn't want to lose it backwards. Went past the due date for doing the maintenance, I guess you could say. Whole saw needs to be going over. I guess you could say I'm slack on my maintenance. Now when you're busy, makes it difficult. It's actually quite clean in here. They'll get quite crowded up and you need to dig the old junk out of her. Not too bad. See a little bit in her, but not. These holes will get plugged right full and everything else, but I've been cutting a lot of hardwood. Hardwood's not nearly as dirty, I guess you could say, as spruce and pine, softwoods and stuff like that. Now my bar's not performing as well as I'd like. And look, that's what I figured. Really, you should probably do this every day, pop the bar off, and if you're running the saw a lot. But look at that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but now I want to say this bar has done extremely well. Take a look down that. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? I bought a new Husky bar, and that bar has flared severely here where that chain comes around that sprocket. excavator back to my little pickup section here. Yeah, there ain't much wood, but there is a nice spruce back there, so I got to get right to the hard back corner of this to get it. I mean, there's a couple other little trees there, but I'm not going to worry about them. The excavator tearing them out. There's not really any good in it. There's a spruce there and another spruce. One might make a stud, but I don't know. It's not going to be a big haul if I get in there, which won't be the end of the world. Well, there's my swamp hole. Well, that's turned into quite a hole up in front of it too, kind of, but as you can see, I put the brush to her. I just sat there and hauled it out and hauled it over. So we'll see how that holds up going out across. Till I backed up over it pretty good, but of course light. And I am off this side of it a little bit too. My actual holes are right there. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I would just run along. I always like when you're rutting up the ground anyway to try to run beside your other ruts. Well, I see I got my blinker on, must be turned. Got this for these two that were leaning there close to the line. These to pick up, a bunch of 8-footers. The pine, I gotta drag the tops out a little bit. And that'll be it for this side, then I'll pull my ditch out. Or my bridge across the ditch, I guess you could say. up here, shouldn't say here, but on this side. Probably move some of that, but dig out my fancy thing here. I gotta sort it out some because there's some popple in the bottom of it. Hardwood throughout the rest. Because I wanted to put the popple in, didn't want to dirty up the hardwood too bad. But I'll do that. I guess that's a wrap for this little video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe. Big thumbs up. Thanks a lot.